Okay, so our water's boiling now. So now it's time to go ahead and put in our pasta. Now, like I said, I picked out this particular pasta. It's just one that I saw on the shelf and I like because it has a nice corkscrew. And that's, we're gonna go ahead, we're checking on our cream sauce right now, making sure that's coming together nicely. And it's starting to bubble up a little bit, it's getting that simmer going. So we're gonna go ahead and bring the heat down a little bit. Put it pretty much right in the middle between medium and low. We don't want it to be too hot on medium because then it'll start to boil and it might boil over the pot. So we're going to put it lower than that, but not quite too much to low because we still want to get those flavors cooking together. Now our water's starting to boil, so we're going to go ahead and take our pasta, dump it into there. Alright. I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up. Now we want to pay a little bit of attention to that. Just like our sauce, we just want to make sure that the noodles don't get stuck to the bottom of the pan or anything. Just keep everything moving, keep it good. And again, keep on keeping an eye on our cream sauce. It's still simmering, still coming down in temperature. I'm just going to set that there. And now we'll get things ready to go ahead and get started on our squash and zucchini. Okay, so we're going to check up on our cream sauce again. It's got a good simmer going, so we definitely want to make sure that we keep an eye on it. Want to make sure that it doesn't boil over the pot or anything like that. So it's going good. We're going to keep turning the heat down just a little bit more. We don't want it to bubble up too much, of course. Now, our pasta's in here. We want to go ahead and keep on mixing that. The noodles are starting to stick together a little bit, so that means that they're beginning to cook. So we just want to keep that moving around so nothing gets burnt to the bottom of the pan or anything. Got that going. So now let's go ahead and get our squash and zucchini ready. We have our pot right here, or our pan. We're going to get that set. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and toss this in. Okay, so now that we're starting to get everything together, we're going to go ahead and add in our spinach to our cream sauce. It's reduced down, so we're going to go ahead and just dump this right in there. And one of the great things about spinach is it cooks down really well. So we're going to, what we put in here really looks like a lot, but as we mix it in, it's going to blend really nicely and just mix up and start to get in there real good. And our squash and zucchini is done, so that's ready. We're going to take that off the heat, set that there, and our pasta's ready too, so we're going to go ahead and get that ready. Let's do that. Now we're just going to go ahead and take our pasta and strain it through our strainer. Just get that water through there. Now we don't have a very big strainer, so we're just going to do it bit by bit. That way we can get all that water out of there and get into our mixing dish. There we go. This is the part where you got to be a little bit careful because that is really hot water that we're pouring through. So we're just going to put that into our mixing bowl. And as you can see there, we got our pasta all set and ready. And now we'll go ahead and add in our fish. Here's our fish. Just going to scoop that into there. Get everything on top. Okay. And now our cream sauce should be good, so let's grab that. Oh yeah, it's looking nice. Go ahead and take a look at that. That's the sauce we've been working on for a bit. We have our spinach all cooked up in there and everything. So let's go ahead and pour all this together. Get that in. And now all we have to do is mix it up. And like I said, you can do whatever you really want to with that cream sauce. You can put some Cajun seasoning in there, toss a few tomatoes in, and then you got a nice Louisiana flavor to it. Or you can make it Italian style like I did, or you can throw some ginger and some things like that in there, give it more of an Asian theme. Alright, so there's our fish pasta. Got all that set up. All we need to do now is get our squash and zucchini out. Alright, Alright, so we have our plate all fixed up. We have our squash and zucchini right there next to our fish pasta. My final step that I like to do, I like to sprinkle a little bit of Parmesan cheese on there. That Parmesan cheese helps to give a little bit of a bite, helps to bring things together a nice little bit. And now I really want to get a bite of this, so let's dig in and see how it came out. Came out great. Great thing about it is the pasta and the cream sauce really match well with the fish. That spinach and all the flavors that we use a lot of the same seasonings through it, so you don't really get too much of a huge difference in them, so the flavors aren't very complicated. It's a very simple dish that you can taste and you know what you're eating, and you're getting it right there, and everything blends really nicely. So that fish pasta came out awesome, and squash and zucchini is great. It's got a really buttery sort of flavor to it. If you really want to, you can add a little bit of butter, but really it doesn't even need it. A little bit of salt, maybe a little bit of pepper, and it's just absolutely awesome. Go ahead and go with that, and we got our fish pasta set up. This has been a great, successful day. Thanks guys for coming by. Remember, go ahead and try to put your own personal spin on it, and always, that's the good stuff. Okay, so we have our dish nice and made up right here. Now we're just going to go ahead and toss some Parmesan cheese on there. That's going to be our finishing step. Just kind of coat that up real nice real quick. Alright, and we're ready to eat. There's our fish pasta, nice, set, and ready. We have our squash and zucchini. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go ahead and dig into this real quick. Came out, oh my god. Oh, hot. Oh, hot. It burns. Okay. Oh, ouch. Okay. Let's redo that.